Yo, what's good, world? You already know, man, it's your boy, man. Back with another one, man. This one right here is about your boy Diddy. Man, this is crazy, all the stuff that's coming out, man. I know y'all already know from, the conditions of what he's living at. He had his 55th birthday with his family. He was on live with that on the phone, talking to them. He got new allegations coming out, a lot of allegations, man. This one dude, Courtney, came out, said he had 7 flash drives, 6 celebrities, and 4 that was women, 6 that was guys, that was on tapes, man. He got multiple tapes that he's having in his possession, man. And he also say that he has a book, too, that Kim Porter book. But him and Jaguar, right, they've been kind of clashing at it. I thought they was going to hit it hard, but they've been having a crazy time trying to get along, man. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. Allie Carter, she's talking. Man, everybody's coming out. And, he getting new lawyers, new judges. Man, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's getting out, that's getting adjusted, switched up. He had a raid in his jail that he's living in, and they saying it's allegedly, y'all will see on the video, but this one guy said that they got raided because that's not Diddy. He don't think that was the real Diddy, so they wanted to raid it to see what was going on. They were claiming that it was for the living conditions, but they been knew how the living conditions was and never said or did anything about it. But yeah, they got raided. They saying that that's not Diddy. Diddy somewhere else. It's a different Diddy we looking at, man. So some crazy speculations, man. He got the stuff going on with his kids and Ray J, how they got into it. They saying you put Snoop on the tapes, Fab on the tapes, Bow Wow on the tapes. Man, it's a host of people that they're saying it's on the tapes. I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I want y'all to check this video out and y'all hit the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this one, and let's talk about it. All this new stuff that's coming up. It's an update about your boy Diddy and what's going on. Hit the subscribe button, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. As always, man. Peace, love, and happiness, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the next one. I'm out.
That I'm gay now. He'll fuck me in the ass now.
So there's rumors going around that Tupac actually exposed Diddy a long time ago. The interview in question is the interview that Tupac did with Angie Martinez. Now initially people said that Angie Martinez didn't put the interview out because she didn't want to spark up more beef between the East Coast and the West Coast. That is kind of true, but that's not necessarily the full truth. Tupac said a whole lot in this interview, a whole lot. Apparently in this interview, Tupac exposed who Diddy really was. And y'all know what I mean by that. So you know what Diddy did, as he does most of the time? It's been said that he paid Angie Martinez to keep that interview in the vault. If this is true, which I would not be surprised if it was, because Tupac was getting a lot of slander when he was in jail. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out of jail and was trying to deliver the same type of damage to Diddy and Biggie and all of them. It means with Diddy going to jail and Pac not being here no more, I think it's time to release that interview, bruh. Biggie's gone, Pac is gone. It's time to release that interview, bruh. Nobody's gonna get hurt now.
Will be exposed.
I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation of the sex. Little things that I personally like. A lot of ladies, they just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. Right. Gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors.
Pdiddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Between Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by, criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
It's sort of like a preemptive moral strike. Those who are saying Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves actually the threat to democracy.
It feels like we're getting to a place where the rest of us know too much. Like, what happens next now that we know all this? The kidnapper's shown us his face. Like, what happens?
Well, I think if Trump wins, we can do some house cleaning and shed light on things.
But I got some exclusive Diddy news. 101, nobody knows this shit, right? And this is why it happened. Right now, where Diddy is being held at the Federal Bureau prison, which is in Brooklyn, right? Check this shit out. About a week ago, I was getting a haircut, right? Obviously, I look disgusting right now. And within my haircut, one of the barbers, right, was talking, and what he said really made me wake up from my haircut, because I was knocked out getting a haircut. This motherfucker walked in and said, yo, y'all not gonna believe what my friend told me. We're like, what your friend told you? I'm listening while I'm getting a haircut. He goes, why my friend just left the Federal Bureau prison in Brooklyn, and he said that the motherfucking nigga that's supposed to be Diddy in prison is not Diddy. He said it's not Diddy. Everybody knows it. They said Diddy is not in that prison. It's all cap. And it all made sense to me when one time I heard in the news that Diddy didn't want to be moved from that Brooklyn MDC, if I'm correct, the Federal Bureau prison. And now, if you go look at the fucking news, the prison got raided by another special team of FBI. Whatever they lie and put to the media for we could think is what they think. I mean, for we could think what they went there for is a complete lie. Those motherfuckers are there because someone snitched and said that Diddy is not really in that motherfucking prison.
So what we're talking about is not men who are gay, who don't want to be known as gay for whatever cultural or personal reason. You're saying that there are people that people know who are big stars who have been victimized or have had to consent to sexual acts that they didn't want to, but that's the way it is in the industry, even man on man, man on woman, woman on woman, that it could go any way.
It could go any way, and it's sad because, you know, you want to be in the entertainment industry, and if that's what you got to do, and that's not what you even like to do, and that's what you're made to do, it's insane, and it must be a crazy, like, mind trip, you know, after that happens. And I know a few celebs that have been in that kind of crazy situation, and they haven't been the same since. You know, it's like, ask what we could do for our country. Ask the country, like, or right now in this situation, I can't do that because all I would be thinking about is them thinking about my ass.
He make all these dudes get down on the ground. I'm like, bro, what's going on? He said, man, open the door. These motherfuckers having a circle jerk. They all jerking each other, all pulling each other. And one dude, bro, he ain't even had, like everybody pants down at their ankles. But one dude, bro, like, he ain't even have on no pants, no socks, nothing. We just had on a shirt. I'm looking like, damn. Like, this how y'all coming? Like, this what's going on? So, you know, my boy Duga, he here right now, matter of fact. My boy Duga said, bro, we gotta leave. You feel me? So, shit, we ended up getting up out of there, bro. And Jamie Foxx wasn't in that bathroom, but it was his party. So, you know, it was a lot of closed doors in that little house. In that house they had their party at. So, there ain't no telling what was going on, but you got no.
Nobody's talking about the fact that old Kamala Harris has ties to the diddler. And his Howard parties, where a lot of AKAs attended. Maybe they're all ordering pizza again.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio dates children because he's really gay. Listen, Leonardo DiCaprio is gay. X-Man guy, gay. Ryan Reynolds, gay. I'm saying they're all gay. Like Kurt Cobain said, everybody's gay. Now they've turned it into that since he died in 94, right? They've turned it. Everybody's gay. It's an applaud if you're gay. Oh my God, my son's so courageous because he transitioned. That's not courageous. According to you, he is that. So what's courageous about that? Everybody's that. Straight people are now being called cisgender. Call me that and I'm slapping you in the face. I'm a woman with a uterus. I'm going to go on that band again. I don't care what you do, but don't tell me how to identify myself.
And then in 1993, he and Clive Davis founded Bad Boy Records. Clive Davis. How do you describe Clive Davis? There's an infomercial about him now, which is a document. It's been called a documentary. The corruption and criminality.
Where? In what realm?
In the music realm.
Do you think the FBI is actually interested in the music realm?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of laws on the books about what people could, like the payola scandal. It's against the law.
What up? Hey, yo.
Hey, y'all looking good.
Thank you. Thank you. You looking great. Shout out to the family. Happy Easter. How's the family doing?
Man, everybody's beautiful, man. And happy Easter to y'all over there.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Snoop, you've been in the love frequency and vibration for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like you pulled me in, you know, when we went on tour. A lot of people don't know me and Snoop were friends from way, way back when y'all thought it was the East Coast, West Coast beat. That's like one of my friends.
Yes,
now this is my brother. Like, we've stayed friends. Snoop will come drive by my house in an unmarked car, pick me up, and we just drive around LA and just talk. And he's one of my closest friends. And I want people to know that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a time that people don't know certain things. And,
yes,
and like you always been there for me, always been my brother. And I just wanted to say I love you on this Easter, man, because all the love you get to everybody else, you make the world a better place. Give it up for Snoop Dogg.
Well, let me say this, son. I love you more today than I did yesterday. You understand me?
What is Bill Gates trying to hide? According to the New York Times, Bill Gates has given Kamala Harris over $50 million. Could it have anything to do with keeping the Epstein client list quiet? Elon Musk told the truth to Tucker. He knows all about this Epstein client list. Watch this.
You know, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so you know, in general, you always have to be careful.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
Of course. It's one of the big reasons, of course, that Melinda Gates divorced Bill Gates, his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, it was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, you know, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't realize that. He was awful. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So $50 million Bill Gates just donated to Kamala Harris. Because that Epstein client list will remain behind. It will remain sealed if Kamala Harris wins the presidency.
Yes.
Absolutely 100%.
Diddy is a super villain, bro. Apparently, anybody that went to the guest parties had to sign an NDA, which stopped him from revealing anything about the parties while he's alive and 20 years after his death. Yeah, you heard it right. 20 years after his death. When you look around at all these celebrities being quiet, it actually does make sense. They're not contractually able to even speak about P. Diddy. This dude had laid out the foundation for this whole thing for 30 plus years, bruh. He put himself in the perfect position to soften the blow, the perfect position to not be exposed by other celebrities that were actually there. Because if they do go out exposing the situation, that's a whole bunch of money that's about to come out of their pockets, not along with the problems that's gonna come with them from behind the scenes. Diddy is really a S-tier supervillain, bro. Like, this dude's evil is beyond so many of our comprehension. It's crazy to have people sign that type of in 20 years after your death, bro. Nah, bro.
That would be my advice, man. Those homeboys better slow down, or they could be purposely trying to get their daddy in trouble. But hey, haven't heard much about Quincy, because we know when you look at that audio with Quincy, when Puffy was taking phones, that showed me right there he didn't trust Q. Because he said, nigga, I know you got 2 phones. Give me your second phone as well. That's somebody you don't trust when you call them out like that. You call your own son out to be like, where's your second phone? You got 2 phones. Give me that. You ain't taking that second phone to this party either. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting just to see who Puffy decides to trust. And I just say that to say, he obviously don't trust Q. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who he leaves in charge of when he goes and lay down. Because, yeah, he still reportedly only have $400 million right now. And after all these lawsuits and judgments and all of that, he's going to have still at least 25 to 50 million once everything's said and done. And that's still a big fortune to look over and, you know, to watch over. So it's going to be interesting to see who he leaves in charge of that. Would be my only take. And, yeah, Diddy sons, y'all need to leave LA. Y'all need to go to Utah or somewhere. Go somewhere and hide until your daddy get these legal problems over. Well, yeah, y'all be all right. Because 2 of y'all going to be in jail by Christmas as well. Definitely you, Christian, because you think you too tough.
Charlamagne called me one day and told me he was having a party, a beach party, and invited me to the beach party. Initially, I said no, but then he said the party was actually for him. It was his birthday. And he said, you know, you're like my sister. You have to be there. And I told him, I said, okay. Give me a second. So he told me it was his birthday party and I had to be there. He said, you're like my sister. I want you to come. And I told him, I said, okay, I would come. So I called my best friend and I asked her if she wanted to go. And she said that she would think about it. She got back to me and said she couldn't go. So I asked my brother's girlfriend at the time, her name is Malika Joyner, and she said that she would go with me. Or the day of the party, I got a call from Charlamagne and asked if we were ready. And we told him yes. So he came to pick us up. There were 2 vehicles. It was a Yukon and I believe it was a Talon, if I'm not mistaken, a sports car. He had a few guys with him, and one of those guys was a cousin of his by the name of Kenta Palmer. Kenta Palmer was the one driving the sports vehicle. Prior to this day, I had never met Kenta or any of the guys who came to pick us up. I just assumed they were friends and family of his because he was having this alleged birthday party. There were a few guys in the truck and one guy in the sports car. They picked us up late afternoon. Malika and I got into the vehicles. We left. From there, we went to his father's house. Once we got there, I met his father. And there was a few other people there, which I believe were his family members. And they were sitting in there watching TV. We sat there for a while. We left his parents' house and got into the vehicles and drove to, I believe it was a gas station. At the gas station, Malika called my mom to check in to let her know we were okay. I believe Charlamagne and someone else got out and went inside the gas station, came back into the vehicles, and then we drove to the villa. Once we got there, went inside. Give me a minute. Right now we are at the Short Stay Villa in Mox Corner. This is where everything took place on June 2001. As you can see, in order to access the villa, you need a military pass. Someone by the name of Derek Major got the villa for Charlamagne that night. I know Charlamagne repeatedly says that this party was for a cousin of his named Kenta Palmer, but I was told from Charlamagne himself that this party was for him. It was his birthday. That's the only reason I came. The first thing I noticed is there were just a whole bunch of guys there. I think there were 2 other females, but they were in the back outside, and I could see them through the sliding door. But it was majority guys. Villa number 30, this is where the party was. Me and Malika walked into the party with Charlamagne, his friends and cousins.
I'm quite sure you were at a couple of them Diddy parties. I shook your hand and it was greasy.
I had a good time.
I know you did.
I ain't lying. I hope he get out of jail and have another one. I can't.
You had a ball, no pun intended, but yeah, you had a good time.
I did not have a ball.
What do you think is going to happen to that boy?
Well, I think he's going to be in bad shape. He made same thing. Epstein, what's his name?
Yep, Epstein and them.
They will probably, somebody will pay to get rid of him because a lot of people went to those parties. I don't know who went, but a lot of people went to a party not knowing what they were gonna see.
Right.
As I read, like Denzel, he's a friend of mine. They said he was there and he walked out. And I had been with Denzel. Guess what? I let him walk out by himself. I stayed the hell there.
Well, okay.
Stayed right there.
Yeah.
I said, "Ooh, Denzel, you don't know what you missed, man. You don't know what you missed."
Right. Damn.
Some bad things can go wrong.
Did you feel
at a good party?
I feel like sometimes it's the power, man. You know, you get so much power and money, man, and you start forgetting reality, and you just want to get away with doing. Because he's not the only one.
Wait a second, though. Let me take this back. He did some freaky shit, though. Let me back up. He did some freaky shit. You cannot do some of the shit that he did. Even the photo, the video of the spousal abuse.
Well, that's not freaky shit. That's crazy shit. That's not freaky.
All of that stuff is wrong.
But at a party and everybody oiling up and acting all foolish, I would have. Once the oil come out, you know, I got to go.
No, I don't care what kind of oil it is. It could be Johnson & Johnson. I don't give a fuck about Global One. Okay. They just lay it out there. I'm
10W40.
Oh, come on, yeah, right. Woo-wee.
Right. I'm quite sure.
Brown said Gorilla Glue, whatever they.
Damn. You're going to take some secrets to the grave with you. You done seen some. You've been around 40, 50
Now, you know
years.
I talk a lot of shit, and I'm pissed at Diddy. He didn't invite me to one of those parties. I never went.
You wouldn't have went. You wouldn't have went.
I think I would have.
Back in 97 when it was going down?
No, 76. We're talking back in the 80s and the 90s. And
he wasn't doing a party like that.
Well, whenever it was, I would have gone. I like having fun. Like I say, if you were a child of the 70s, the 80s, and you went to 54, you like having a good time.
Almost 40 years rocking the mic. You still killing it, goddamn. And I'm going to tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker. No. Thank God. You ain't got to worry about us on them motherfucking tapes. Now check this shit out.
Diddy is a super villain, bro. Apparently, anybody that went to the guest parties had to sign an NDA, which stopped them from revealing anything about the parties while he's alive and 20 years after his death. Yeah, you heard it right. 20 years after his death. When you look around at all these celebrities being quiet, it actually does make sense. They're not contractually able to even speak about P. Diddy. This dude had laid out the foundation for this whole thing for 30 plus years, bruh. He put himself in the perfect position to soften the blow. The perfect position to not be exposed by other celebrities that were actually there. Because if they do go out exposing the situation, that's a whole bunch of money that's about to come out of their pockets. Not along with the problems that's gonna come with them from behind the scenes. Diddy is really a S-tier supervillain, bro. Like, this dude's evil is beyond so many of our comprehension. It's crazy to have people sign that type of in 20 years after your death, bro. Nah, bro.
Jay-Z licenses his name. He's in a 360 deal with Live Nation.
360 scares people.
His brand is that strong.
If you don't look at yourself as a brand, if you're just putting out records, that's something different. I don't want a 360 on you anyway.
That's why they could give him $200 million. And they say, oh, Jay's a billionaire, he got all this money. And all that $200 million is recouped. Everybody said Kanye was a fucking billionaire to win. He lost his Adidas deal, right?
The $2 billion was lost in a day. They're suing me for $250 million. My contract for Adidas was for 4 more years. My royalty was $500 million a year. And they're using contract clauses to rape an artist.
Watch when Live Nation cut Jay-Z off. It's the same thing. Diddy was a billionaire until Diageo cut him off.
What did I just hear? A list, a requirement list for what you have to wear, or better put, not wear, to Sean Combs' party. Now hold on. Wait a minute. You cannot be over 140 pounds. Forget the grand jury that's meeting about new charges. I've got to deal with this list. No short hair, no flab, no cellulite, must wear stilettos, must be young and hot, must wear low-cut shirt with or dress with cleavage showing. Their words, not mine. Dressed to be very short, just enough to cover butt cheeks. Okay, before I demean myself any further by reading Sean Combs' list out loud, I did not go to Mercer Law School and NYU Law School to get an LLM in constitutional criminal law to read dressed to be very short, just enough to cover butt cheeks.
Hey, yo, Jaguar Wright, I told you I had an opportunity for you. I told you I had bags for you. I'm trying to hear what you got to say. But you want to keep taking these other niggas not showing love to the community? That shit weak as fuck. Hit me right now so I can make sure you get a bag and I can understand what the fuck you talking about so we'll know what's the truth and what's not. That shit janky as fuck. You ain't hitting me back, but you hitting all these other motherfuckers back. That's from all these other countries. Like you safe over there. You safe with me. Stop acting scary. Jaguar, hit me back right the fuck now whenever you can. With all due respect, and I love you, and I'm sorry for cursing. Help me be a better person. Call me back.
There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere.
You've been in
I'm
them.
sorry?
You've seen
Yes.
these? Been in these?
Yes.
Where do
Yes,
they?
they lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there. Can you describe it to us? What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's cities. There's different air supply.
So tonight, it's gonna be a special night. Everybody's so serious, but we're about to go to Club Love. Club Love! If you can't dance or you can't pop, you gotta stay at home. You know the Joker don't play that, baby. Welcome to Club Love. Hard